Safe day of July. Welcome to GTV Breakfast News. I am Maltiti Saida Sadek. We're streaming on our social media handles at GTV Ghana on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. On DSTV, you can watch us on channel 278. We'll take you to Parliament. We'll look at road infrastructure, local crime, and then we'll do business and trade, take you to the international front as well. We're starting off from members of Parliament are unanimously in support of the passage of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021. The MPs kicked against the practice and promotion of LGBTQ+ activities in the country. The chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, Mr. Kwame Enyimedu Entry, who presented a report on the bill, said members had scrutinized the bill, drawing lessons from other jurisdictions, and recommending some amendments. He therefore recommended that the House pass the bill subject to necessary amendments.
For medical assistance or therapy by an approved service provider under sub-clause 6 of clause 19, clause 20 and clause 23 of the bill. The committee wishes to indicate that the concerns of the Attorney General have been taken care of in the committee's proposed amendment. The committee noted that the use of the word proper in the subtitle raises some subjectivity. The use of Ghanaian in the subtitle of the bill was also found to be superfluous because a bill passed in Ghana relates to Ghana and applies to all persons in Ghana unless a contrary intention is expressed. The committee accordingly agreed with the sponsors of the bill to amend the short title of the bill to read as follows: Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021. Let me use this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to celebrate Mr. Speaker, who has been a stalwart and a bastion for this bill. But for Mr. Speaker, this bill would most likely have been killed. I want to thank every member of this House who has supported this journey so far, especially the committee as well, in bringing us this far. Mr. Speaker, this bill will be part of the glory of God.
I'm glad the committee has worked to propose the deletion of some of these clauses. And Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to lend my support to the passage of this bill with the amendments as proposed by the committee.
What is more barbaric than this? That you kill and then you use a crane to lift the body with blood oozing for the whole crowd to see what is done to people who commit this shameful act. Then they are quiet because after that place, their bread will be battered.
Let's do some legal matters away from Parliament. For the Attorney General to continue or discontinue the criminal trial of Mr. Gyakye Quayson was one of the issues served on GBC News' Current Affairs program Focus.
He doesn't have a new responsibility to give reasons.
Yes.
The only thing is that it must be lawful. That's why Article 296 comes in there. You have to be candid, you have to be fair, and all that. So that issue of equality doesn't come in.
Why?
Because it is a power vested in him.
Yes.
And he has to exercise it in accordance with Article 296 of the Constitution.
Okay.
He has to even exercise it within the power vested in him under Article 88.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a political consideration, it's up to him. We are not supposed to wear lenses that will see through that. We have to only see that he has exercised his functions under the law.
Yes.
So if someone has ever been, his prosecution has ever been discontinued for a crime that he committed in respect of corruption,
mm-hmm.
and another one was also exercised in respect of stealing of a fowl,
mm-hmm.
and now we are talking about a politician in Parliament, I don't see
because
issue of it. It is because the power of nolli prosequi,
yes,
the exercise of that power, has not indicated conditions under which it should be exercised.
Agreed.
It's just there, like the sun. It's embossed in space. So you don't know what reason is assigned for it. And the law even says that he need not give any reason.
Yes.
So people are just speculating. So for me, they can speculate. But it is within the discretion of the Attorney General to agree or not to, agree.
We have two issues here. We have the political undertones, which I consider to be very unfortunate. Very unfortunate because...
And the money here is a politician.
Yes, it's unfortunate. So sitting here, I know what the law is, and I think that the precedent, if you are sitting as a judge, you look at precedents in the application of a provision that has come before. Certainly, you cannot, if you want to depart, you show reason why you are departing from the law as it is. But the commentary, people have every right to exercise. The statement may amount to maybe putting pressure on the administration of justice, which we should all refrain from doing.
At this point in time, I believe that
Let's do politics. The New Patriotic Party NPP has announced the opening of nominations for parliamentary primaries in constituencies where the party has no parliamentary representations. In a statement, the party's General Secretary, Mr. Justin Kodia Frimpong, says the decision, which was endorsed during the party's National Executive Committee, NEC, and National Council meetings held on Monday, April 3, approved key timelines for the primaries. The timelines are opening of nomination, which is on Tuesday, July 11, and closing of nomination on Thursday, August 10, with elections slated for Saturday, September 23 to Saturday, December 2, 2023. Now, the statement says the party has also formulated detailed rules and regulations to govern the conduct of the parliamentary primaries, which would be made available to stakeholders. It says nomination forms can be obtained at a non-refundable application fee of 3,000 cedis and a banker's draft payable at the NPP National Headquarters, Accra. The statement notes that in the event that an aspiring parliamentary candidate is denied access to the nomination form at the constituency level, he or she may acquire it from the regional or national secretariat through an appeal or download it from the party's website, that's www.newpatrioticparty.org, at a fee. The statement further says an aspiring parliamentary candidate must submit a non-refundable filing fee of 35,000 cedis in a banker's draft payable to the NPP National Headquarters, Accra, to promote increased representation of women, youth and persons with disabilities, PWDs, in higher political offices. Such aspiring parliamentary candidates will enjoy a 50% rebate on the filing fees. They will pay a non-refundable filing fee of 15,000 Ghana cedis. The party says all payments must be made in a banker's draft payable to the national headquarters in Accra. The party leadership emphasizes that no aspiring parliamentary candidate will be denied access to purchase of nomination forms. Let's take you to the seat of the presidency. At the Jubilee House in Accra on Wednesday, Gideon's International presented a Bible christened, quotes, the Dignity Bible to President Akufo-Addo. The customized Bible is to be a source of inspiration for the first gentleman of the land.
They are found in almost every hotel across the world, and their drive is to bring solace to guests and keep them in touch with their faith in these hotels, and this is the motivation behind the work of Gideon's International for 115 years. Their footprint can also be found in schools, hospitals and security agencies in 200 countries including Ghana. And visiting the seat of government in Accra to interact with President Akufo-Addo, leadership of Gideon's International in the country said every year they distribute 2 million Bibles to schools and community.
We are presenting this Dignity Bible. We know that sometimes the going gets tougher for you. And we believe you can find some inspirations from this Word of God that would help you in times that you are down and you are looking forward to getting some comforting message that can bring meaning to your governance. And we want to say, in such cases, look nowhere. We have customized the Bible in your name. This is not for your office. This is your personal Bible.
President Akufo-Addo described their work as very useful to the country's development.
I've always wondered who are the Gideons in Leicester. Yes, but I've not taken the trouble to go and find out, just wondering who they are. And today, you walked in here and you told me all about yourselves. It's a wonderful story. It's a story of fellowship, of evangelization, and of being useful to your communities. So I want to thank you for the work that you're doing. Your Bibles are a comfort. All of us, in one stage or another, have had recourse to them in lonely moments in hotels across the world to flip through and read particular passages. So it's really, really great to be able to see you in the flesh, as it were, and see who exactly you are and what you're doing. I want to thank you very much.
In a related development, the Presbytery of the Presbyterian Church of also called on the President at the Jubilee House in Accra to discuss matters of mutual concern.
The first is to thank you. The second is to inform you officially that I am bringing my 5-year tenure of office to an end by the end of August this year. And the third is to introduce to you the incoming chairperson who is going to work in your own beloved presbytery, the Achim Ebuakwa Presbytery, and your hometown is going to be the place of his residence. We have enjoyed such a wonderful cooperation from Your Excellency and support. And this meeting is to ensure that cooperation, this support that we have enjoyed from you will continue even beyond my tenure of office.
The people of Chebi will have a good memory of your 5-year stint there, no doubt. It's been full of action. You mentioned some of the activities. And also the recognition that you came to do very special work, God's work. The sincerity and the compassion you showed to the congregation was something that was very obvious and evident to everybody. So we thank you very much for the work that you have done.
Reverend Seth Kisi will from September be in charge of the Grace Congregation at West Legon in Accra.
Away from the Jubilee House, when the Vanuatu Trade Commissioners to Ghana visited the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in Accra yesterday, the discussion on the table was how to present Vanuatu to the world. They had audience with management of GBC, seeking ways to build a strong trade relationship between Vanuatu and the people of Ghana and the SAP region.
Trade and investment opportunities from the Republic of Vanuatu, assisting businesses that wish to invest, promoting Vanuatu as a business and tourist destination in Ghana, and vice versa, among others. These are some areas of teaming opportunities according to the Vanuatu Trade Commissioner to Ghana, Professor Dr. Hughes Ayi. He said, there is no data available on trade between Vanuatu and Ghana, hence the collaboration with the state broadcaster as a gateway to showcase Vanuatu to the world.
I have been mandated to be in charge of Ghana in the area of trade promotion, the area of bilateral relationship between Vanuatu and Ghana and West Africa, tourism promotion. And so I took up this mantle just this January 2023. For the next 3 years to ensure that there is that connection between the island of Vanuatu and Republic of Ghana and West Africa for that matter.
The Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, promised the cooperation support in identifying viable areas to highlight the potentials for interested parties on both sides to connect.
GBC's collaboration with the Trade Commission will most likely pay off if we collaborate on content that you can source for us about the country, so that we can educate Ghanaians about what is going on, what are the prospects for business and other things. Ghana and Vanuatu definitely, as Commonwealth members of the Commonwealth of Nations, we have a lot in common, and we should be able to see how we can work more together.
The maiden trade mission to explore business opportunities in Vanuatu will take place from the 20th of August to the 4th of September 2023. The visiting team took a tour of the grounds to have a feel of the day-to-day activities of the corporation. The Republic of Vanuatu is a small country in the South Pacific Ocean and is part of the United Nations and the Commonwealth. The Commissioner called on Ghanaians to join their 43rd Independence Day on the 30th of July 2023. The visitors also presented some souvenirs to GBC.
Some unfortunate news. One person died and 4 others sustained injuries when a health center under construction at Kasoa in the Ga South municipality of the Central Region collapsed. The casualties were sent to a nearby hospital. Eyewitnesses say the structure caved in some time after it started raining.
The building is in an aspect of Kasoa called assemblies. Some people have raised concerns about the quality of materials used in the construction of the building, suggesting that the accident was partly due to shoddy work. The Kasoa Municipal Fire Command said an investigation will be conducted to determine the cause of the collapse. Recently, management of the Ghana National Fire Service has called for urgent attention considering the high number of injuries recorded and lives lost during structural collapse. They have also called for full-scale investigations into such avoidable accidents by all stakeholders in the building and construction industry, especially the Engineering Council.
On a long truck carrying sachet water on the Kasoa-Weija Road last night lost control and crashed into 4 persons, including the wife of a retired employee of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation at Broadcasting Junction, who has now been confirmed dead. The 4 are said to be in critical condition. An eyewitness who narrated the incident said he was buying roasted corn by the roadside when he spotted the truck approaching on top speed. Realizing the vehicle had lost control, he tried to escape, but the load on the truck pushed him to the ground when the truck ran onto the pavement, clearing everything on its way, including the wooden structure where the roasted corn was being sold, injuring the seller and the other people there. Now, to improve science, technology and mathematics education among the youth, 140 young people in Cape Coast Metropolis have been trained in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence and website developments. The program was organized by the Transform STEM project to equip the young people with modern technologies to promote entrepreneurial skills.
The Transform STEM project is aimed at training about 1,500 students and the unemployed in 10 regions with technology and future training modules such as robotics, data analysis, artificial intelligence, Python programming, and website development, among others. This according to the co-founder of Assistant Robotic Academy, Nana Echa Asumadu Boateng, has given the youth the platform to enhance their technological skills.
The reason for this project is we want the youth of Ghana to be passionate about the changing trends in technology and also help the working individuals in Ghana to be abreast with the different technological skills to help them in their various departments or their workplaces. That is why we are doing this project.
The Central Regional STEM Coordinator, Mr. Richard Atapine, appealed to government and relevant stakeholders to support such initiatives to help Ghana develop better technologies.
We recommend that schools will also take this up and learn and help us to move on. Funding we have to appeal to the NGOs and to other philanthropists to come in. As they see the need of the country and the need of the student and the need of our schools, they will come in to assist. So we write to them and we appeal to them to come in and help.
Some of the beneficiaries, Mr. Eric Avokpo, who developed the Python programming for visually impaired for voting, and Gloria Yamiche Inso, who researched on data analysis and demography, spoke to GBC News.
This system, how it works is like, for the visually impaired, usually whatever party that is being selected for whoever their trustees are, we are not able to hear exactly those parties that are being selected for them. So we created a system so that any party the person selects for them, they will be able to hear the voice behind it, that indeed the person has voted for this candidate A or B for me. So that is what we have done.
Most of the times when you are given the business data to analyze on, they basically want you to bring it to a simple understanding so that they will get much info about it. So sometimes we add additional data and we work on them using codes and then measures.
And to the international front, migrants from sub-Saharan Africa have been attacked in the Tunisian city of Sfax, with dozens reportedly wounded. The unrest was triggered by the killing of a Tunisian man on Monday during an altercation with several migrants. Now, a non-governmental group said that in reprisal attacks, some migrants were thrown from balconies and others attacked with swords. Women and children were among those targeted. Witnesses say that dozens have been forced out of the city, which is a key departure point for people seeking to enter the European Union by sailing to the Italian island of Lampedusa. The U.S. Secret Service is carrying out investigations after cocaine was found at the White House on Sunday night. Secret Service agents found the suspicious powder in an area that is accessible to tour groups while doing a routine inspection. President Joe Biden and his family were at Camp David in Maryland at the time.
The West Wing, which contains the Oval Office and other working areas for presidential aides and staff, led to a brief evacuation. According to a senior law enforcement official, the substance was found in a storage facility routinely used by White House staff and guests to store mobile phones. The White House complex was closed as a precaution around 12:45 GMT on Sunday after it was discovered. A preliminary test, which was first reported by the Washington Post, later confirmed it was cocaine. The Secret Service will lead a full review of how the substance got into the White House. The set cameras and entrance locks will be examined to determine who had access to the area where it was found. The West Wing is a large multi-level part of the White House that contains the offices of the President of the United States, including the Oval Office and the Situation Room. It also houses the offices of the Vice President, the White House Chief of Staff, the Press Secretary, and hundreds of other staff. Cocaine is a Schedule II drug under the Controlled Substances Act, meaning it has a high potential for abuse, according to the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration.
Now, police in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh have arrested a man for urinating on a tribal worker in public. Mr. Pravesh Shukla has been charged under the Scheduled Case and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, a law meant to protest historically oppressed communities. In the video, which was first circulated on Tuesday, Mr. Shukla can be seen smoking a cigarette as he urinates on the face of a man who is sitting by the side of the road. Reporters say that Mr. Shukla was drunk at the time. He was arrested after the clip went viral. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Kuchan also expressed his outrage and said the administration would impose stringent National Security Act (NSA) against him. What Frederick Kujo has to say about today's weather. Good morning, Frederick.
Good morning, Maltese.
A good Thursday with regards to the weather, and good means sunshine or some showers of rain.
Well, a very good morning to all viewers. This morning, more cloudiness will be seen with some isolated rain showers over the forest belt and then some areas along the coast. However, as the day unfolds into the afternoon, more of bright and sunny conditions will be seen for most places in the country, especially along the coast. So temperatures generally will range from 22 degrees Celsius this morning and rise to about 33 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. And from late afternoon to the evening, some areas in the eastern border would see, and then western and then western north are earmarked for some sundry activities. But then it will be just in isolated cases. So just some few areas within these regions are likely to have these sundry activities from late afternoon into the evening. It's tomorrow morning, more of cloudiness will be seen over the entire country, and then some recent fog patches over the forest belt.
Even tomorrow's weather update, before we speak to him, that there will be some cloudy patches as of tomorrow, and today too as well there will be cloudy weather conditions. But that said, for GTV Breakfast News, you know where you can get more news when you log on to our website at gbconline.com. I am Maltiti Saida Sadiq. A lot for you to expect on the sharpness. Lady T, Chef T and Chef Kaf in the studio bringing you waffles and juice. You know Lady T, she likes to bring you the style that has gone to Harvard, so you don't want to miss that part. Also, we'll be having the scoop with an MPP flag bearer hopeful. But not before I bring you sports at 7. Stay with GTV Breakfast.